Welcome to the lightning round. We're going to have a little bit of fun with you guys now. This is no preparation. No, you guys didn't even know this was coming at you. And I want to know your real, true, honest answers. So, Michael, you go first.
Yes. Right.
What is the one thing you want our viewers to walk away with? Go.
I want you to walk away with an understanding that you can have a conversation about diversity, inclusion, and you walk away with a better understanding. You have some information, you have some knowledge, and you know that, hey, I may have an implicit bias that I'm not even aware of. I may have an understanding that, you know what, I do have a voice. I can be heard. If I'm going into my organization, what is it that I want to talk away? Or do you have some biases? You heard me talk about the pioneer. You heard me talk about the champion. Where do you know, well, do you have bias? Are you an instructor? So I just want you to walk away from that. Where do you represent? Where do you have that inside of you? That's what I want them to walk away with.
Wow. For no rehearsal, no practice, and no idea what I was going to say. That was excellent. Blake, on to you. What is your funniest story in this space? So maybe well-intentioned, but something didn't quite go as planned, and it's pretty funny.
Okay. So I had this wonderful HR leader at Mitchell. And she still is Black, and I'm just no longer at Mitchell. And I can remember us talking, me always being very curious about her hair. And she finally was like, Blake, every white woman asks a Black woman about her hair. This is a topic of conversation. I thought this was important because Oprah, you know how Oprah talks about money and how money is so important, but she always says, now, men, do not manage how much money your women are spending on their hair. So I was like, I am so in agreement with that. But it's just so curious. It was so curious to me because it's such a different way in which hair is done. And I thought, you know what? I need to help protect her. And the fact that people are not always asking these sort of questions, really well-intentioned. So, and I had to temper myself. Now, there were certain days where I was like, oh my goodness gracious, your hair looks phenomenal. How long did it take? You know, sort of thing. But at the same time, I wanted to be respectful to where it's certainly not all about her hair because she is a smart, amazing, strategic female. And I would not want it to be focused just on hair, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
It is.
Our girls, I just be fully transparent. I've got two girls and they used to go to school and they used to get picked on because of their hair.
Sure.
Some people, they will pull their hair and they will come home crying, you know, just bawling their eyes out. So, how did you get your hair curly like that? You know, it's just like that. And people would just touch it, you know, so they just bawl their eyes out. So as a dad, you know, talking about this topic of diversity and inclusion and let them know that, you know who you are and love who you are. And because you know, we talk about in the workforce, but if we're not careful, what happens at home will enter into the workforce, right? And it's lived out to the workforce. So I had to teach our girls at home, know who you are and love who you are. And everybody is different. So when they go into school and they go into an employment, they realize that I know who I am and what affects me. Don't take them to the workforce because, you know, your family's in your workforce. And if I have biases outside the workforce and I go inside that, you can bring those same biases inside that. So yes,
and we all do. I mean, whether we all admit it or not.
And I appreciated the way she took care of it. It was not ugly. It wasn't mean. It was like, oh my gosh, Blake. And then I was like, oh my gosh, for her to even say that to me, it was like, oh, I need to make sure that other people know this too, that are surrounding her. So I appreciated that from her so much.
We just went through this with my 12-year-old daughter because her best friend is Black and she had some questions about her hair. So we actually asked her mom if we could ask about it and talk about it and be educated about it. And so now she got her questions answered. So same thing, you know, there's curiosity there.
It is very, hey, I'm in an interracial relationship. So it got really interesting, right?
See, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so along those lines, Michael, over to you. Biggest misconception in this space regarding this topic? Biggest misconception that you deal with or that you've seen? We're putting you on the spot.
You are, but there's so many, right? There's a lot. The biggest misconception. You talk about LGBTQ, right? You talk about that topic. There's biases there because you talk about the LGBT community, and this is Pride Month, and what I hear people coming in is, oh, they're all a certain way.
Right.
And it's not true. It's not true. And it breaks your heart to hear people I mean, and that's why I'm so passionate about diversity inclusion, because it's everybody. When you hear them being mistreated, and the misconception is, oh, they're all the same. They're not all the same. They're not all the same. You know, they hurt like we hurt. They feel the same we feel. They have a voice, and there's a misconception out there, and my heart goes out to the LGBT community Pride Month, because this month there's a lot of assaults on the LGBT community because of the biases. So yeah, that's
absolutely. Those misconceptions, stereotypes, whatever you want to call them, that for any diversity group or any group of people, that they're not always true, and that goes back to education.
Well, come on.
You know, there we go. We're preaching it today. So Blake, over to you. Best aha moment. Maybe it's a client that suddenly got something, or you got to witness some great aha moment in what you do.
Well, I guess, goodness gracious, I have to sit and think about, you know, I think part of it is really and truly when I've been sitting at the table and a leader will say from the very top, this is something that we really have to focus on. I was just in a meeting a couple of weeks, because sometimes we hear diversity, 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 and then to have them say, no, we really mean this. This is not just saying this, we mean this. And I'm not kidding, the next week, almost in every conversation that we had as we were talking about candidates, that came up. And it was because it came from the top, and we needed it to come from that place. And so it really helped everybody be reminded about it. And I think as we are going to be looking at candidates to hire, it's only going to make us have those highly skilled candidates, right? Michael, the best candidate possible for the job. But it came from the top. And I appreciated that being said, because it almost was that moment of pause. And then for them to say something where we were like, ooh, they mean it. They really mean it. This is not lip service.
That's a great aha moment to share, that everyone needs to remember. It's got to come from the top. Otherwise, it's not going to, it's hard to go from the bottom up. So very, very good. Okay. So Michael, all right, can you come up with a time or an example where you saw a turnaround? You saw a company that just wasn't doing this, wasn't in it, wasn't conversing, wasn't listening, all the things we've talked about, and you got to see them turn around and really have a good DE&I program.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember a time where a company didn't have a DE&I program, or they thought they had a great DE&I program and really wasn't doing a lot. And they was open to change and open to ideas. And the word open, when you're open to learn, you can move the ball forward. So they was willing to open. And when you got a seat at the table to present and have the awareness what maybe they were missing, and they realized maybe we can have this. So that was just one step forward. And the entire organization started getting a training and realizing that maybe I had some biases that they didn't have, and they want to implement it throughout the organization and see change happen, and a slow change. But you know what? One step forward is okay, as long as you keep making progress, because it doesn't happen forward. It doesn't happen overnight. So when you see organizations at first don't have anything in place, start implementing something in place, and you slowly start seeing changes, it's a win-win for the organization and for the employees.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Just keep taking those baby steps forward. All right, you guys survived. That's it. No more questions.
I thought these were going to be easy questions, like what's your favorite podcast and what's the best book you read.
We're going deep.
Yeah.
Like, in the space of DE&I.
Yeah.
We're all over it today. So you guys did wonderful. Well done. Round of applause for the lightning round questions.
Thank you.
And again, thank you so much for joining us.
It's an honor.
Welcome.